Hello, everyone. Welcome to TV Literate, a podcast that unapologetically enjoys trashy TV. I'm Gillian.
And I'm Megan.
And it's hotter than shit.
It is. We were just, before we started recording, we were just comparing summer to actual hell on earth and talking about how the only reason why a lot of people like summer is because it's the only time they had off from school or anything as a child. So, like, obviously, but summer's the worst.
Summer's the worst. It's the worst. And, like, if anything breaks, you can't figure out any ways to get cooler. Like, in the winter, at least if your power goes out, you can, like, make a fire, put on some clothes.
Blankets.
Like, heat up. For summer, you can only get down to your skin.
Exactly. And then you're still hot as hell and you're naked and it's awkward.
Especially, like, the other morning, I got up and my weather app was like, here's the weather for today. And it was like, it's 7 a.m. and it's 84 degrees and 93% humidity. And I'm like, cool, so sweating doesn't matter.
Yes, exactly. Just god awful.
It's so fucked.
At least every day that, we get through is one step closer to October and Halloween time. So
we finally got through 4th of July, which means it's basically Halloween.
Exactly. It's Halloween time.
Yeah.
I'm ready for all the Halloween stuff in the stores now.
I'm so ready. I'm going to go Halloween shopping like crazy this year because I didn't get to last year.
Oh, yeah, for real. And yeah, we moved into this house like the week before Halloween 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And so we didn't really get to like buy anything. Like I didn't really have a lot of like outdoor decorations because I lived in an apartment before. And then last year we couldn't go anywhere. So yeah, we need to stock up and get some good holiday decorations because I have the yard for it. I'm going to go all out.
You do. I wish you guys would do like a haunted house one year. That would be fun. Like a backyard haunted house.
Definitely.
Kyler could rig something up.
Oh yeah. He'd be down. So, what have you been watching this week, Gillian?
I'm still watching the OC. I can't stop.
California.
I still love the theme song, but I wrangled Chris into watching it with me. Like episode 3, I think, of season 1, and he's officially over the theme song. Like the second he can hit that skip intro button on HBO Max, he's like, so and I'm like, California.
Yeah, that's a song I could just always vibe to. So
it's just such a bop, man.
For real.
Other than that, God, I don't know. We've been watching a lot of TV, but none of it's been like memorable,
notable.
Yeah. Like just Datelines and shit.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been watching?
So we are back on our like weird artsy competition show bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
And we watched All That Glitters, which is, again, it's like a BBC show that I watched on HBO Max, but it's a jewelry design competition.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which was really cool. And I mean, it wasn't my favorite among these types of shows, but because I don't know, there was like a really weird disconnect between the host of the show and the actual show. Like she was a comedian, and like some of the times she like chose to joke about it wasn't like she was like inappropriate, but it was just like really strange timing, and it threw the whole show off a little bit for me. But other than that, it was enjoyable.
I know. There's something to be said for a good host.
For real. Yeah. She was, I don't know what it was. And it was so funny because so the show is British and everyone on the show is British, except for her. She doesn't have a British accent. And so we just kind of obviously stupidly assumed she was American. And we were both like, there's something off about her voice. There's something off. Like, is she really British pretending to be American? And then we looked it up. No, she's Canadian. It all makes sense. All makes sense. If something's a little off, it's Canadian. Yeah,
they're definitely Canadian. That makes sense. I was just trying to look to see who it was. Catherine Ryan.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird, but it was an enjoyable show, and it's only like 6 episodes, and there was some cool jewelry, and I love jewelry, so it was enjoyable. We liked it. And other than that, that's the only show we've watched, but last night we watched Luca, which was so cute. It was so cute. I loved it. I love a good like friendship story, like childhood friendship. It was just like so wholesome and sweet and pretty. So yeah, I recommend it. It was good.
It's been on my list. We just haven't gotten around to it because we've mostly been watching like gritty, dark, Icelandic crime dramas.
I feel that is mostly my mood, but if you're ever in a mood for something wholesome, it's definitely Luca. It's good.
We do love a good animated movie in this house.
Mm-hmm.
Except for
There's
Coco.
some-
Fucking love that movie, but breaks your heart every time, man.
Yeah, definitely. This one is like there's a couple of like, heart whatever moments
Poignant
that
moments.
it's Pixar. Like there's going to be those moments, but I didn't cry at all, and I'm a crier, so it's
Good.
okay. It's safe.
Good. Hell yeah. I mean, I can always watch Moana, which is another one where it's like there's some
Mhm.
sad parts, but mostly it's like a
Mm-hmm.
coming of age story.
Yeah. That's so funny. The first time I ever watched Moana, it was I had a library program and it was like a Moana party,
Mhm.
and it was like really an excuse for me to get to watch Moana and like get paid for it. So
Hell yeah.
it was cool.
Hell yeah. I love it. I love it. Chris is so, again, over me, loving Moana. I'm just like a little kid sometimes about it. I'll just be like, it's on, so I'm going to watch it.
Yeah,
I just saw it go by on the streaming service.
I feel that. Okay, so this week we're back at it again with the Bates.
Hell
we
yeah.
can't leave them alone.
We can't. Just like they can't leave each other alone because they
Truth.
keep reproducing.
They cannot stop reproducing.
It's just amazing, like, how fertile they are. Sorry,
No,
I didn't mean to, like,
no.
interrupt, but, like...
You are fine. It's truly astounding.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it works because I don't know.
I don't either, because, like, Erin's had, like, 3 miscarriages, and now she has 4 kids.
I know. I've talked about this before on, like, past episodes. I think probably related to the Duggars, but, like, it's not that easy to get pregnant.
No.
Like,
I don't get
usually.
it. Yeah, like, most people try for, like, a year or 2 at the very least.
Like, a lot of people, it takes a lot of people a lot of time, and it's a lot more, like, complicated. And it's like I think I've said this statistic before, but completely healthy couples only have about a 20% chance of conceiving a baby if they have sex at the exact right time.
Damn.
So, like, even if your timing's right and everything's right with you, you still only have 20% chance of getting pregnant. Like, that's
Shit.
that's not that high.
Yeah, how have we survived as a species with those kind of odds?
I don't know. I
Guess
truly
that's
don't know.
probably why our brains are like, we like banging. Do
I
it.
mean, yeah,
Feels
that's
good.
really the bottom line. Like, at least whoever created us, they, like, knew that we were going to have to like the process in order to make it happen.
Yeah, unlike cats and whatever, it just sound like they're having the worst time.
Exactly. Okay, so today we are going to start off with season 4, which, again, I feel like these seasons keep getting longer and longer.
Yeah, I think this one's 24 episodes long.
Yeah, it's insane. So we're gonna break this up into 3 episodes like we did last season. So we're gonna start off with episode 1, which is called Big Family, Big Changes.
Big Bates.
Big Bates. So basically, as per usual, it starts off with a review of the big events in the Bates family the past year.
Mhm.
You know, marriages, babies, all the good stuff that we've snarked on.
And then I guess our big, like, crux of this episode is Gil is going to have surgery for diverticulitis to fix his little intestines.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe his big intestine, too.
I have to say, I don't know. I understand, like, there's always a risk having surgery, any type of surgery.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I swear the way that they were talking in this episode was so dramatic. They were like, we
I
almost
know.
lost him. We could have lost him. He's our dad. We can't imagine life without him. I'm like, guys, like, I understand being a little nervous. It's totally fine, totally normal. But, like, this is a very common surgery that he's going to recover from. It's going to be hard on him because it sucks getting surgery, but, like, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, they're all like, I just don't know what I'd do without my dad. And I'm like, okay, I get that this is probably, like, the first time for a lot of these kids that they've ever had any of their parents go to the doctor.
Right,
like,
right.
I'm sure they just go to the, like, Med Express and get antibiotics every time he has a flare-up or whatever. But yeah, now he's going to get a relatively minor surgery. Like, it's not a fun one. They have to cut through your abdominal wall. But
Definitely
like,
not. It's not a complicated one for the surgeon, at least. Like, it's not one that's like, oh, it's really risky, you know, like,
it's like
open
about
heart
as
surgery.
risky as giving birth, probably.
Right.
Like,
yeah, and like
lots of women die at giving birth. Lots of people die randomly in anesthesia. So I think that's I think it would be kind of equivalent risk factor.
Yeah,
there.
definitely. And your mom's given birth 19 times. I wonder if, like, every time before they gave birth that they were like, I don't know what I would do without my mama. Probably not.
Probably. They're probably like, get well soon, Mom. Um, what else was I going to say about that? There was something I was going to say, but it's not important. Keep going.
Okay. Well, maybe it'll come up later again.
Yeah.
But one of the like kind of recurring plot lines in these episodes, which ties into the last few seasons, is this goddamn swing set project
Oh
that
my
they've been
God.
working on for seasons that was supposed to be like a one-day surprise swing set for the kids.
Yeah.
And then it turned into a bunch of child labor, and now they're turning it into like a fort.
Yeah, and it's a fort, and then it ends up with like actual like hired hands to help them. Like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
They really bit
It's
off more
just-
than they could chew.
They did. These people, they do not know how to project plan and like manage
Yeah.
at
I know.
all.
And it's like, I bet Chad just avoided the house for like 5 months.
Do not blame him. Do not blame him at all. There's a scene where Judd is just like standing on a tire swing and just like swinging rapidly back and forth, and I just do not know how all of these children made it out of this house alive.
I know, like, especially since we know that, you know, most of the families would tell us, like, the Plaths, if there had been some child accident that resulted in death and injury. And, like, we heard about Josiah almost dying for the Duggars. Has anyone almost died in the Bates family?
It was that one kid, I think it's Isaac or Isaiah, I think is his
Isaiah.
name. And
Yeah.
he fell through the
Yes, the bars
yes, at
into
vacation
the
and
ocean.
like, and they were like, yeah, he broke his arm and his leg. He had a brain bleed. It's like, what the fuck, people? This is intense.
Yeah, okay. So they only almost lost one child, which is really good
that
odds.
we know of, at least. Oh, during this though, Gil gets a splinter.
Holy shit. Holy
so,
shit.
Yeah, this part is insane because when he said splinter, and when I first looked at it, I was like, it's a splinter. Like, splinters suck, but like, it's a like.
It'll work itself out. Like,
yeah, it's like he was acting really scared about it, and I was like, what's the big deal? Like, it's a splinter. It's not that big of a deal. And then he goes to urgent care, and
yeah.
oh my fucking God, they take like a whole like steak out of him, basically.
I was expecting them to be like, oh, we're going to take this home and put this on our Christmas crown of thorns, because it was like an inch long, like
it was
thorny
so
splinter in this man's
long.
wrist.
Like, holy shit, how did that get, like, you couldn't, it went all the way in him too, because you couldn't even like see any of it. Was awful. I hated it.
God. It was so bad. It was so bad. I cringed that entire time, and I was like, oh my God. That's what happens when you're 50 and you decide to slide down raw lumber, I guess.
I guess so, yeah. These people just like do not know any safety, anything. They just have no common sense when it comes to safety things at all.
Yeah, Gil really doesn't look before he leaps.
For real. Yeah, like he literally got this splinter because he slid down a wood board. Like,
yeah, instead of using the ladder right next to it.
Exactly. Like, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Lord. He did give us a really good quote of he doesn't like pain or pan.
Yeah, he said he's allergic to pang and pain.
Ugh. I hate it. He thinks he's so clever for that one.
I know. It's bad. Do we want to just go into Lawson a little bit?
Yeah.
I think that's just really quick.
Fucking
Yeah.
Lawson. Lawson's doing music in Nashville.
As per usual.
Yep.
He meets up with like a music producer and a writer to help him like get advice on his music career and help on some of his unfinished songs.
Mm-hmm. I just thought it was crazy that he was like, hey, you know, I'm trying to step up my game in the music world. And then he walks in, sorry, I'm late, guys.
Yeah, typical Bates. Yeah, great
God.
First impression.
Yeah, like, don't waste their time. Especially, I mean, I'm sure that they're not paying for it. Like, that he's just getting it for free. So.
Right. But yeah, Lawson says he's planning on going on a short tour of the Southeast in the fall. So that's exciting. Exciting.
And, you know, I can't believe he's still, like, trying to be a musician, even though he's now, like, 28 and hasn't really made it big.
Yeah. I don't know what he's waiting. Like, I don't know what the sign is gonna be for him. But
yeah, and like it's fine if you just want to be like a musician that plays parties and stuff and just whatever. Like that's totally fine. But this dude wants to be a star.
Yeah, and like that's totally his thing too. Like that's his whole personality. He just needs all the attention, and he's not really getting it. Like the only reason why I know of him is because of this show.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I've never heard a Lawson Bates song in my life.
No, no. Okay.
Okay.
So, while Gil is in surgery, Lawson and Nathan are in charge of the house. And so Kelly and Gil are kind of prepping them for that. And this is we get a great quote from Lawson who says, "It's weird he's getting surgery. I still think of him as 35. Do 35-year-olds not get surgery?
I don't know. How old am I? I'm 31 and I just got leg surgery. Am I really
know.
50?
I've gotten surgery multiple times and I'm not even 30 yet. Like,
Yeah.
what?
I don't know. Lawson's dumb.
You're not wrong about that.
I mean, there's really not much else to say other than Lawson doesn't really have a lot of grip on reality.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that like they're all being so dramatic about it. Like even Gil, who's like, I mean, if something happened, who's gonna teach Jeb to ride a bike? And it's like, first of all, sir, you're gonna be fine. But also, he has like 12 brothers. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, like you basically have like step-in fathers with the 20-plus-year-old children that still live at home.
Exactly.
Yeah, so then Nathan, Lawson, and Trace are doing the tree work for Gil and keeping up the family income, which, man, I didn't really like grok how expensive it is to cut down a tree and that they just get all that, and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So if it's like two dudes and they cut down a tree, like one tree a day, they could make like 10 grand, because
yeah, it's
damn.
insane. It is so expensive to get tree work done. So
yeah, which I mean I get it. It's dangerous as hell.
Exactly. Like I wouldn't want to be doing that. Like it's a big risk for them to be up there on those tall trees. So like I get why it's so expensive, but yeah, it's no joke.
My dad cut a limb off of a tree right after the big hurricane that hit North Carolina in like 2017, 2018. And so he was trying to cut the limb off, and he had a rope thrown over it, or was throwing a rope over it so that he could tie it and that it wouldn't like smash down into the house or anything. And this was just like a 10-foot tall like cherry tree or whatever.
Right.
Anyways, he gets up in there, he starts cutting it. He throws the rope over it and he has a pipe on it, knocks out the front of his teeth, and Chris just sees the tooth come out towards him because Chris was helping him. Chris was being the Chad. And my dad's just like, oh, no big deal. And he just like shows us later he knocked out this whole front bottom tooth.
Oh my gosh.
And that was just the pipe. That wasn't even the tree attacking. That was the rope.
Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, we'll pay somebody to do that. I don't mind getting my teeth knocked out. I'm not going to the dentist any more than I have to. No thanks.
No, I know. His dentist just filed it down because it was just like a little nub of a tooth. And he's like, you know, my teeth are crowded down there anyway. It's fine. And I'm just like,
we have plenty of other teeth. Oh, and so while Gil is in the hospital, Carlin and Tori get the kids together to make cards and decorations and all kinds of cute stuff for when Gil returns. And while they're doing this, Whitney and Zach come over and they decided on their baby name and had to announce it to the rest of the kids.
But they couldn't just announce it. They had to show them a picture of the signature.
Of it, like, yeah.
Artsy.
I don't know. She was like, it's just so pretty. I just love how it looks. Anyway.
That was a good Tennessee. That was a good Tennessee.
Thank you. I'm familiar with this, with that part of the world. So her name is going to be Casey, Kaci, Lynn Bates. And they chose Casey because it's similar to Kelly, which is, you know, Zach's mom's name, and Lynn is Whitney's mom's name.
But then why didn't they just name her Kelly Lynn?
I know. I don't know why. Like, Casey is not really, like, I guess if you say it honors Kelly, sure, but like, does it really? Not really. You're using the actual other person's name, so it's a little weird.
It's like Kelly Lynn. I don't know. Casey Lynn. Yeah, because they say all of their sibilants. Casey. But it's a dumb name, and they had to write it on the iPhone screen with a little heart and like the calligraphy brush on your iPhone. And they're like, we can't tell it to you. You've got to look at this.
Yeah, you got to look at it. And I'm like, I don't like looking at it. I hate it more than if you just said her name's Casey Lynn. I hate this. Like, I would just prefer to imagine how it's spelled, and it would be different than that.
If it were some normal spelling of a name. But we know white people names be white people naming.
I know. I mean, my husband's name is Kyler, so it's fine.
I'm just going on so many tangents today, but I got an ad yesterday for Build-A-Bear where they have a dog Build-A-Bear with its ears look like pigtails and it's wearing like a cold shoulder top and it's called Barkley, but Barkleigh.
Oh no.
And I almost just canceled the internet.
Yeah. I had a little girl who came to some of my programs at the library named Brinkley that spelled it like that, Leigh.
Which is hilarious because isn't Brinkley like the armored trucks?
Yeah, it's like I don't know.
So after all this, while they're making cards, Gil video calls everybody.
And he is high as hell.
He is high as hell. He's got oxygen on. He's doing the I love you and sign language like,
Yeah.
you guys are my best friends. You kids are my best friends.
And then the whole family's making fun of him, like in the interviews. It was really funny, actually.
I know. It's so funny. And like these people were so worried about him. And it's like, oh yeah, he's got a really rough, scratchy throat because I'm sure they did an endoscopy while they were
Yeah.
like the students had tubes in both ends plus getting cut up. And they're like, ha 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 ha.
He sounds like a frog.
Well, they're just happy he's alive.
Yeah, I guess so. I get it. So finally, Gil returns home from his hospital stay and is so happy and relieved to see his kids and his family. Yeah, the only other thing that happens really in this episode is we get some snow in Tennessee. They get like 6 inches of snow, which is a lot for Tennessee, for this part of the world. I mean, it would be a lot if we got
school would be canceled here.
For sure. So they love playing in the snow, and it's really sad because Gil can't go out and play because he's recovering from his surgery. And of course, Jeb goes out too early and gets like flown into the snow, and he comes back in and he's just covered in snow. He looks like the abominable snowman.
And apparently, like Warden tells the story of Jeb getting in the front of the sled and just putting his hands out to make all the snow come up, which I understand the impulse, but don't do it, man.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, they go to a neighbor's house to go sledding on their hill, and they get into a snowball fight.
Carlin gets fucked up with a snowball by Trace, which was funny, but also I understand the upset because she looked like she got a bag of flour dumped on her.
Yeah, it was in her face too. It wasn't like it'd be one thing to get hit with a snowball on like your back or whatever, but like in your face, it's not fun.
No, she was just like, I'm leaving now. I'm going home. This sucks.
Mood. That'd be me too.
That's the only bad part about winter is people throwing winter at you.
Exactly. And driving in the snow, but I don't drive anywhere ever anymore, so it's fine.
I like driving in the snow.
I don't like driving, period, so...
That's fair. That's fair. I think if I have to choose a inclement weather to drive in, it would be snow, because, like, rain and shit, fuck rain.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I just don't like driving at all. And then add any extra, like, snow, rain, anything, like, it's a no for me.
Oh, yeah. Big vibes.
All right. Do you have anything else to say about that episode?
That's all I got.
All right. Let's move on to episode 2, which is called Bates Boys Birthday Bash.
Bates Boys Birthday Bash.
So Jeb and Trace actually have the same birthday, and it's coming up quickly. And so I guess Trace was talking with Zach and some of the other older boys about like doing a boys' night for his birthday. And Jeb hears it and is like, well, it's my birthday too, so obviously I'm coming, even though I'm 4.
I know. I'm like, oh, you guys are just like, you're spoiling Jeb in all the wrong ways, because like that's one thing that I know, like for siblings, if they have the same birthday and like twins and stuff, you have to have like delineation for people to be like, we're celebrating you and then we're celebrating your sibling.
Right. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely important. I guess with this, it's I guess it's not as bad because there's such a big age difference, and I think Trace is old enough now that he can be like, okay, like I don't need. Yeah. He's not like Lawson. He doesn't need the attention on him.
Yeah. Trace will just be like, hey, I'll come over next week and we can, watch the movie I wanted to watch or whatever.
They start off with Jeb and Trace just going to get some ice cream together, being bros, having cream.
Being bros, having cream. Yeah, so they go get ice cream. It was a cute little ice cream place. I mean, what 4-year-old isn't going to love getting ice cream for their birthday?
Yeah. I mean, I would love getting ice cream for my birthday, so it's fine.
And then they have this, like, weird, crazy discussion about Jeb's best friends in the family and, like, how he can only ever have, like, 4 people he likes. And he's like, Trace, Mom, Dad, No one else.
Yeah, he sometimes says himself. He's like me, mom, dad, and Trace. And then like if somebody does something nice, he'll sometimes add them, but usually it's like no, it's just those four, including myself.
They're cut the next day.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, I don't know. It was weird, but whatever. Children are strange.
That is the truth. Do we want to just go on with the birthday stuff?
Yeah, and then we'll go back to
Okay.
the weird Christian Girl
Yeah.
Scouts.
Exactly. So then, of course, they have to go do go-karting. All boys only go-karting trip.
Yes, only boys.
Only
And
boys.
Gil takes Jeb in his go-kart, which is never a good idea. Never
No.
put the youngest with the dad, because the dad's always going to go ham at go-karting.
Dads have no chill.
Mm-mm. I get it. I mean, you just want to fucking go fast.
Yeah, I mean that's like the whole point of the go-kart. Yeah.
Well, and something you can do while recovering from diverticulitis surgery.
Yeah, I wonder how much time had passed.
Jeb hated the first ride.
Yeah, he gets traumatized by Gil, poor Jeb. So he for a while refused to go on another try. But finally Trace, his buddy, gets him to go and they have fun and go a couple times. So that was good.
And he just took him on the like less intense go-kart track, which why did they start him on like the big
Yeah.
boy track? He's a 4-year-old.
He's literally 4. Like he should be on the kid stuff. Like there's a reason it's there.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, they had a good dude day.
Good dude day. Then yeah, after that they go over to Zach and Whitney's for a boys only party and they make a cake and eat and then they unwrap gifts and we find out that Jeb wants to be a policeman and he gets all these policeman toys, which
Yeah, it was a lot. He gets the whole uniform with the gun and everything. Got himself a holster.
great.
Hate it. Hate it.
Hate it.
Hopefully by the time Jeb's 18, we won't have police anymore.
For real.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, so the only other thing in this episode was about Aaron and Chad. So I guess Aaron was approached by a girl named Micah. I think her name was Micah.
Yeah, Micah Metz, which sounds like a YA character name. Like
It does. It does. Definitely sounds like a book character. Anyway, she is from American Heritage Girls, which is like a Christian Girl Scouting program, which I had never heard of before.
I hadn't either, and I fucking Googled it, and it's terrifying. Like, if you want to go look at the website, it's very much like girls can be strong and independent and also obey God and their husbands. We're getting what's the one that they do for the boys who are gay in the Duggar family?
Alert,
yeah.
Alert.
It's
yeah.
the girl Alert version.
Great. I mean, I assumed it was something like that, but yeah, she had a little speech before, so she invited Aaron and Chad to come and speak at this like event that she's been planning, and Micah starts out talking, and I have a quote from her, which is, "We don't need a guy when we have God who loves us more than any person is capable of."
I wrote that one down too.
It's just really stuck with me.
Guy to be happy. We have a God who loves us. You're like,
Aren't they like? I feel like a lot of the like, you should really be teaching like self-love.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, regardless of if you believe in God or not, like self-love is a very important thing to talk to, especially teenage girls about.
Well, and like God loves us for who we are is fine.
Right.
But
yes,
being in love with God while you're waiting to then be married off to a husband is very weird.
Very weird indeed. So yeah, then Chad and Aaron go on and talk a little bit about having contentment for the way that God made you and finding a purpose. And I just want to say, like, it's so interesting when they say stuff like that, for the way that God made you, but then like you can't be
don't
gay
accept,
or anything.
that God
like,
could make you any other way than like a straight cis white person.
Exactly. It's like, this is just it's just all so hypocritical.
Yeah. Yep. Big time.
But welcome to Christianity, am I right?
Yeah, especially evangelicals.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
God doesn't make mistakes except for you.
Except for you, dumbass. Okay, did you have anything else to say about that? It was kind of
No,
a
because
short
the next
thing.
episode's my
Oh,
big big
okay,
snark
good.
episode.
We'll get into it. It's called A Lovely Day.
All capital LOVE,
Of
lowercase
course.
ly.
Of course. And of course, I think we talked about this the very first season of the show,
Hmm.
but they can't celebrate Valentine's Day.
Yeah, because saints are for heathens.
Exactly. So they have to celebrate I Love You Day, which just happens to be on the same exact day as Valentine's Day and be about the same exact thing.
Well, just like Christianity, to take somebody else's holiday and turn it into something else.
Mm, wonderful.
Jesus was born in March.
So everyone's coming in town for I Love You Day.
Hmm.
Ashley is coming in town from New York,
Hmm.
and let's see, Tori has a boyfriend coming in town from Florida.
Yeah,
Alice,
Bobby.
Alyssa, and John are in. Michael and Brandon, the whole gang is all here.
The whole gang, they are all back together, and they're gonna do some big talks.
Big talks, some large talks, actually.
Large talks.
The first thing that happens is Gil and Kelly take Ashley and Nathan out for dinner because they want to talk to them.
Hmm.
And they talk about how, quote, over time, it is clear that there are opposites in our personalities. And I love him, but these differences concern me.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of concerns and a lot of conflict.
I
Like,
wonder if this is all about the cowboy boots. Like
fuck
she got the cowboy boots and that was the last straw for her.
that, or she like really considered moving to Tennessee from the Bronx and was like,
No.
no, can we like compromise, like Philadelphia?
Exactly. Like we don't have to stay in New York, but I'm not going there.
Yeah, not moving out to literally one ice cream shop town.
Mhm. Um yeah, so they say that neither of them is sure that God wants them to get married.
I mean,
So, they're kind of talk about it, they're going to pray about it and figure out what they want to do. I do have to say it is like kind of nice that they're actually like talking about this and not just like pretending that it didn't happen because
yeah.
like anytime that like this has happened with the Duggars, like they just don't talk about it. They just like pretend it didn't happen.
Hmm.
So, I mean, not that it's like because it's not a bad thing to end a relationship. Like just because you end a relationship doesn't mean that that relationship wasn't like meaningful or
Yeah,
important
or
to
that you
you in
like
your
hate
life.
that person. It's just that
Right.
person, you've gone as far as you can go with that relationship with that person.
Exactly. And like this should be encouraged. Like if they, get to know each other and realize, hey, this isn't going to work well, like it's nice to see that the parents were like accepting and like supportive of them,
Hmm.
like not just pushing on, just
Yeah, just because, you're getting older, when you're going to get married, you're going to be an old maid by the time you're 22.
right, exactly. But yeah,
Yeah.
this didn't last long at all though. Like this courtship, like this is in February and he asked the courtship at the like at Christmas time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. They got 2 months and they argued all 2 months of it.
I'm sure.
I don't know. It's the same kind of thing as like how evangelicals make you go through like pre-marriage counseling and stuff. Like in theory,
Right.
all of these things are really good. Like you should be on the same page about finances and
Hmm.
kids and expectations of how your household is going to be run. But like then they just fuck it up and make it like, oh, are you guys all going to be all about Jesus all the time? We don't care about
Right.
anything else.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's not the basis of a
Mm-mm.
relationship, like a strong relationship for
No,
sure.
no, they're so close, but so far.
Hmm. So Tori, let's talk about Tori a little bit.
Okay.
So she has had feelings for Bobby for a while, who I think they met at school, maybe I don't know, but
I don't know.
they didn't really go into detail about it. But he lives in Florida, I think,
Hmm.
and he's met some of the family, but not everybody. But he's coming in town for I Love You Day to see everyone.
He's a Florida boy, Tori said.
A Florida boy.
A Florida boy. I don't know. Um, I just can't imagine being in love with somebody named Bobby.
Bobby Newport.
Like Bob, maybe. Robert, sure. Bobby?
It's yeah, Bobby feels like a very like childlike name. Like
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's like Timmy.
Okay, so which for some reason I thought that they didn't get married, but I just googled it and they do get married.
They
So
do, and I
that's
think they have
nice.
like 3 kids.
I
Two
think they
kids?
have 3. I think they just had their 3rd.
Yeah, there's so many. She's younger than us.
Yeah, no, I literally can't keep track, and I literally can't imagine having, like, I can imagine having, like, maybe a kid by this point, but not 3 and have been married, like, 10 years.
Yeah, no,
Like, gives me
totally.
anxiety.
Yeah, stresses me out. Don't like it. Feel like I'm a totally different person from who I was at 22 to 31.
Exactly. Like, completely different. Totally different.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll always be the same. They've just plateaued.
True. Maybe. You never know.
You never
So, like I said, Alyssa and John are also in from Florida, and Michael and Brandon are in from Chicago. So everyone's all together, hanging out, having a good time.
know. Ready to give Bobby the Bates Mafia shakedown.
Yes, it's like Tori getting a taste of her own medicine because Tori's always the one that's like being really like nosy and loud and like awkward and like making it that way on purpose. And now everyone can do it to her.
Yeah, God, they showed the scene that has stuck with me the most.
Yes.
Was the fucking bounce house scene where she's like pulling on Brandon, like trying to get him into a bounce house. And I'm like, oh, this makes me cringe. This makes me want to
It's
die.
very cringe. Very, very cringe. Oh yeah, Papa Bill and Mama Jane are also in town
Mhm,
because they're using it kind of as a way to see all the married couples together, which I
mhm.
get. Like everyone's together, you might as well go too.
I did like that Mama Jane rolled in her furs. She's like,
She's
ooh,
so fancy.
she's so luscious, luxurious.
So for their I Love You Day party, the men are in charge of cooking for once, which was
Mhm.
nice to see. And they had a bunch of kind of games planned and a gift exchange where the kids kind of drew names and exchanged gifts, which was nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess like when you have a that big of a family, like that's the best way to do it to where like that way like certain relationships aren't the only ones being focused on. So like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. I think they have the big kids draw from the little kids' names.
Mhm.
So,
That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, that's good, but
yeah. I mean, it's a smart move, but you could also just have not 19 children.
I was just going to say it's great, but it would be better if you just had like 3 or 4 maybe,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
max.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. It's a Bates family event. So we know that that means there has to be an announcement of some kind.
Uh-huh.
Like it just happens every time now. I'm desensitized to it.
Yeah.
And this time it's Aaron who gives a gift to Kelly, which is really for everyone. And it ends up being like a little quilt that has all of the Gil and Kelly's grandkids' names on it, including a new one that says Brooklyn right in the center because Aaron is pregnant with Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn and her sister Toronto.
Yeah, Brooklyn's another one of those like
White people names.
super exactly. Yeah, I heard it everywhere at the library. I heard it all the time.
Oh my God, yeah, it was so popular, and I don't know why. Like, Brooklyn's kind of always existed as a place.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah. I just think a lot of those like Lynn names are really popular right now. And
that's
so it
fair.
just kind of fits in with that. But yeah, anyway, she's pregnant with baby Brooklyn. Everyone's completely shocked. Nobody had any idea. And I loved when Josie was talking about the name Brooklyn and how Aaron's left it forever. And Josie goes, "There ain't gonna be no names for us to use by the time we have babies." And I loved that because that's a mood. I was so worried when because I'm like I only have one older brother, but I have several older cousins, and
Mhm,
I'm the youngest one, and they all had babies, and every time they would have a baby I'd be like a little nervous to see what they named it.
mhm,
But thankfully, like, not that this is a bad thing, but thankfully my family has like the most basic taste in names, like top 10 names only, and
definitely.
so I don't have to
Stephanie,
worry about it.
Andrew, Stephen, John.
Exactly. Like, just that's fine, but
Yeah,
at least I don't have to worry about any of my names being taken.
that's true. That's true. I mean, I feel like in most families, it wouldn't be totally wild if you had like a baby Stephanie and then like a 16-year-old Stephanie from different parents, but they're both like
Yeah,
grandchildren. But it feels like it would create so much drama in the Bates household.
it definitely, definitely, yeah. I don't know. It's like, 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 I don't know. It's like it's not that weird, but it's not ideal either,
Mhm.
especially if it's like first names, especially if they see each other a lot. Like
Yeah.
it would be weird.
Yeah. I think once you have like the age gap of like
Yeah, that's
15
fair.
years, you can like start to
Yeah.
recycle some of the normal names.
Right, right. All right. Do you have anything else to say about a lovely day?
No.
No.
No, I don't. I don't. It was so dumb. And
Oh wait, the last thing, the
oh yeah.
last part is the song, which we can just touch on briefly. Like one of the games that they played were like the older unmarried boys and the married boys had to like do a sing off where they had to create basically like like a love version of like Yankee Doodle love you song, and
Mhm.
so they performed them, and it was painful to hear and
It was
watch.
very
Yeah.
painful. The married men did not do very well, but they picked Old MacDonald, which is a bad choice.
Yeah, they had like a list of songs they could pick, and yeah, I don't know why they went with that one, but
I don't know. I don't know because they don't have foresight.
truth. All right, but we'll get into episode 4 now, which is called Sunshine State Bates.
He's a Florida boy.
A
No.
Florida boy. That's like, that scares me to hear that. Those words,
Hmm.
Florida. If I hear anybody's from Florida, I'm already like on high alert.
Yeah, you're like,
Like, you
shit, do
never
you
know what
still
you're going to
live
get.
there? Did you get out? Are you also afraid of Florida?
are, are you okay?
Do you
Like,
need something?
there could be lots of different things, but it's like I need to be on alert because I need to be prepared for just like the craziest possible shit it could be.
Hmm. I mean, they have iguanas just like chilling
Chilling.
as like
Hmm.
their fucking pigeons. I don't understand Florida. It's crazy.
It's its own place, its own complete ecosystem and everything.
It is. It is.
So this episode starts off with Whitney having Aaron and Kelly over to help plan for ideas for the nursery.
Hmm.
Now that we know that Aaron's pregnant with a girl, Whitney's pregnant with a girl, it's like, ugh, we can be pregnant with girls
They
together.
were both boy moms and now they're girl moms.
Exactly. And so they need to decide how they can possibly make this nursery okay, suitable for a boy and a girl.
Fucking, it's trash. You just gotta put up a new wall they
I
can't
guess so.
touch.
Well, they had talked about like painting half of it pink and half of it blue, and it's like, don't do that.
Yeah, just
Why
paint
don't you
the
just
whole
paint
thing
it,
like green.
or yeah, just like a neutral color or like anything. Or guess what? I don't know who needs to hear this, but a girl can sleep in a blue room
Fuck.
and a boy can sleep in a pink room.
Wow. You really rocked my world there. I didn't know.
Dropping bombs today.
I've only ever slept in white rooms.
um so yeah, I don't know. That was dumb.
It was dumb. And I mean, I get like having your mom and sister come over and be like, okay, yeah, we can put the crib here and the toddler bed here and we can figure out this.
Sure, yeah.
Like, you're pregnant people. You probably shouldn't be shifting around furniture, but
Right.
I don't know. They don't need to put like a line in the sand and be like, this is the girl side.
No boys on this side.
Gotta have two diaper changing tables because boys can't be changed on the same tables as girls.
That's
Might make them gay.
Okay, so then we go to Florida and we check in on John and Alyssa, and she talks about how, especially since Whitney announced that she's pregnant, that everyone is asking her and annoying her about when she's going to have another baby. And I just want to say, first of all, don't do that to anyone.
Mm-mm.
But second of all, her baby is literally not even a year old yet.
Yeah, that's a fresh baby.
A fresh baby. Like, let a woman live.
Yeah, she just
And she
wants to
even's
be
like,
able
yeah,
to like eat sushi.
yeah, and drink coffee and like live a life. Yeah. Um, but yeah, she says that they're not rushing on anything. It's just a whatever thing. But I know they already have like 4 kids, so
Yeah.
it's gonna happen
Well,
soon.
they did the whole, how many kids do you think they'll have with the whole family?
Mhm.
And everyone thinks that they want like 2 to 4, but they really think that they want like 6 to 8, which is a lot. That's a lot.
A lot.
That's too
That
many.
is a lot. That I would agree. Too many.
But what are they gonna do when
um,
they hit 8 and she can still spawn babies?
they're gonna probably It's like, once you get to that point, it's like
What's another kid?
exactly the older kids can take care of them now. That's how we got into the situation to begin with.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Oh God.
So we get a little bit of background on John, which is nice because we don't really know anything about him. So his family owns an air conditioning business, which he works for, which I guess is probably pretty good to have in Florida because you need air
Yeah.
conditioning in Florida.
Yeah, seems like a pretty recession-proof job.
Yeah. They also like clean buildings. The way he said it, he was like, I just started cleaning this ice cream building, and it's like did they ask you to, or did you just start?
He just ran in there and then stayed there until morning and held the door and said, "Pay me $50. I cleaned this."
Exactly. That's the image I had in my mind. Like how did this start? I want to know.
I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
him and Alyssa clean that building and like a ballet studio next door for
Yeah,
extra money.
and they've licensed it now, so they're going to go into a cleaning business maybe.
Exciting.
Um, I don't. This whole cleaning montage was weird. Why did we get a zoom in of her cleaning a toilet with a toilet brush, like in a public place? I was like, please, I don't want to see other people's poop flakes on my screen right
Yeah,
now.
I'm good. We're good. Not necessary. We know how toilet cleaning looks. We don't need to see it.
Yeah, we got that she was doing the work when she was mopping the bathroom floor. We don't need the scrubber.
Right, right. So we also learn a little bit about the Webster family, which is John's family,
Hmm.
and we learn that they are very into sports, very sporty people. They every week they meet up and play some type of sport. This week they're playing softball.
That whole family just looks like a clone of like the same person. Like all of the
Yeah,
dudes looked exactly the same, but like that weird like I don't even know what vibe it is. It's kind of like the square heads and the jock bodies, but they're just weird soft boys. I don't know.
yeah. I don't know. Either way, I would not. I would like if I saw them at a party, I would like cover my drink.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, they
those
definitely
vibes.
kind of have the tiki torches and Charlottesville vibe.
Exactly,
That's what I
exactly.
was
Like
thinking.
something in that range at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Abby, who is Abby?
Ooh,
Alyssa talks about how she loves John's family and loves getting to see them every week, and it's like having another family, which I mean is
that's
good.
what
That's
marriage
how you
is.
should feel. Uh-huh. So yeah, the rest of this episode, let's see. Oh, Lawson goes to the children's hospital because his friend AJ, who we talked about in a few episodes ago that he sang to before, he's having an end of treatment party, and so Lawson is going to celebrate.
Which like when they were talking about this, they were saying like an end of treatment party, but he's not in remission. So like, is this just like a party to send this child off into the the death void?
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know.
It just feels weird. Like I get that this kid really likes Lawson and stuff, but it feels fucking weird that they filmed it and like
I agree.
put it in
I
this
agree. Like
episode.
I am all for him going if this kid really seems to love Lawson and like likes to play guitar with him and stuff, and that's great. And like it's awesome that Lawson goes to do it, but like yeah, shouldn't really be on camera. Like that should be a
Yeah.
private thing.
Yeah. Like, maybe take a video of him while he's doing a song in front of multiple kids like the last time, but like being like, oh yes, this
Right.
child who's not in remission maybe will die. We're gonna sing
Yeah.
to him because we love him. I don't know. It's very weird.
Yeah, no, these types of like scenes in these shows always make me uncomfortable because it's like, okay, like but are you like like it just feels dirty and weird to be like you're doing this but you're doing it on a TV show. So like
Hmm.
how authentic and how legitimate is it? And it's just weird.
Yeah, it's like all of the white girls from churches who go on missions trip to Africa and have their photo
Mhm.
with them and like starving brown children because they're like, we're helping. We
Right.
taught them about Jesus. They can eat that.
Right. Yeah, then they come home and are just like incredibly racist and horrible people. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mhm.
Hate it. Fucking hate it.
Tale as old as time.
Christian missionaries being
uh
racist. Who'd have thunk it?
I know, right? So yeah, the last part of this episode, we're back at the swing set fort project. They're finally painting a roof for the fort, and they paint it bright red to match the house roof, which is also bright red.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, I don't know. The fort looked kind of like shit, I'm not gonna lie, but it was finally finished.
It is, and I did like Callie gave us a really good quote in this part. One of the producers asked her, "Why don't projects get finished?" And she said, "Because we don't like working." I was
Mood.
like,
I feel
"Yes,
that.
we don't like working."
We're just being honest about it. Not like, oh, no, we don't like working. That's a mood right there.
From the mouths of babes.
Exactly. All right. Episode 5 is called Tough Decisions and Large Ambitions. I hate these episode titles so much.
I do, and it's so much because, like, I know big and large and stuff are, like, real human words, but it just feels like they're saying, like, hugely. Like, it's just
Yeah.
ugh, I don't know. It feels gross.
I don't disagree. Okay, so this episode starts off with Whitney and Zach having Chad and Aaron and baby Carson over for dinner. Again, they're both pregnant. They're both in basically the exact same situation. They have boys. They're both having baby girls, like right after they just had a baby.
Mhm.
I thought it was funny that at dinner, Zach and Whitney basically corner Chad and commission him to make Bradley a toddler bed.
Yeah, that's wild. Like, toddler beds, as far as I know, are pretty, like, in-depth projects. It's not just, like,
Hmm.
slap together some metal bars like we do for adult beds.
Yeah. And Chad is definitely that type of person who can't say no.
Mm-mm.
So he's just, I could see his face. He was like, oh God. But he was like, yeah, I guess. Like, my brother's made one before.
Yeah, like, I guess I can do it. Um, of course, then we get a clip in of Gil saying what one of the girls said last time, Whitney said last time.
Hmm.
If you have talent, don't tell the family what it is, because we'll put you to work.
Yep. Yep. Poor Chad is going like he's being worked to the bone because of this family.
Yeah. I mean, doesn't he have like a hard job during the day too? Like he does some kind of
Yeah, he
manual
does
labor?
something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's definitely manual labor. Like he works hard. So this
Yeah,
poor
he's
guy.
not like sitting at a desk all day and wants something to be active in the evening. No, he's
Right.
coming home whooped and building a fucking toddler bed for his brother-in-law.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh. Oh, I have a quote from Erin at this point who is like a little too excited, I think, to be having a girl. Um because she said something like, I can do anything I wanted to do with my first baby, with this baby. And it was just like, oh, this is the real baby. Like my
Yeah.
first baby was like the practice baby,
Yeah, that
but
was the
this is my
practice kid. That's
girl.
the son. We had to get out the air, so now we've got the spare.
I feel like Erin, she's the same person who last episode said like, "Oh, we don't try anything that's not American."
Yeah.
And it's like she just says things and like has no idea what she's saying, but it's just not a good look.
No, I mean, and she also still wears blue eyeshadow like it's 2003.
Ugh, I know.
I know it's coming back around, but
Kyler watched the first couple of these episodes with me, which hasn't watched the show in a while, but he saw like a picture or an image of Erin and like a talking head thing, and he was like, "What the fuck is wrong with her hair? Why does she look like that?"
full of secrets. Her hair is full of secrets.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she saw one of those like drawings that they have, like the illustrations in like the children's Bible, where it's like the little blonde-haired girl curled up with a lamb, and the lamb is Jesus, and Aaron's
Yes.
like, "That's me."
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh. Style usually evolves over time too. Like you don't have to follow the style, but like your style should also evolve is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. Like no one's gonna be wearing stuff that they were wearing at 18, at 30. Like
Exactly. Yeah, no.
whatever.
All right, so let's get into the good chunk of this. So Nathan, it's time for Nathan to have another large talk with
Yep.
his parents to tell him about him and Ashley. They've been thinking about it, they've been praying about it, and they have decided that they are going to separate and just be friends.
Just be friends. They're
Hmm.
broken up, and
Yes,
she got married during a pandemic to a new dude
that's
who
cool.
she met protesting Planned Parenthood. And now
Oh,
that's what they do
great.
on their Instagram stories.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, she met
Love
him on
all
the
of that.
street protesting Planned Parenthood. Like, what a meet cute. Abortion is
Hmm.
murder. I love you.
Oh, we love meeting our soulmates while we, desperately try to strip the rights of women away, It's
hmm
great.
I just really have never found a time for love quite like abusing vulnerable women. Like
I know,
that.
it's just such a
mm,
romantic time.
so romantic. Just hard eyes, heart eyes. Sorry, I had to just spill that to you about Ashley.
No, I'm really glad you did because I had done a preliminary Google of Ashley just to see like where she ended up, and I saw that she was married, but I didn't really dig further than that. So,
Yeah.
mm.
Yep.
At least she's not in Tennessee, though.
That's fucking true.
Yeah, like I said, it is nice that they actually like talked about this and they didn't just pretend like that courtship didn't happen. And it's because, like I said, it's like a human experience for relationships to end, and it happens, and
Yeah.
life
And
goes
it's
on.
it's very weird that like they never have the option of like, oh, we're breaking up. Like it never really seems like an option. It's always talking, and then if you say courtship, it's gonna be courtship, engagement, marriage.
Yeah, exactly. Like at least with these people, it seems like there's a little bit more freedom to end things, and you don't necessarily have to go through with it if it doesn't feel right, which is good. But I mean, I'm
You
sure
don't
that
end up married to Jeremy.
oh god. But I mean, I'm sure even still, like just based on the culture of like we talked about, like all the attention you get when you're married, when you're getting married, when you're having kids, like all of that, plus just like societal pressures and pressures within your family of wanting to like be like your siblings. Like I can totally see them still like just sticking through a courtship just because like you're already in a courtship, you might as well go through with it, which
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
not how you should be doing it.
No, not ideal. You should probably marry someone that you at least like quite a bit.
I That's definitely what I would recommend.
Yeah. Um, okay, so the next part is Lawson doing fucking music again.
Of course,
Who'd have thunk
yes.
it? He goes
Who
and
would have
meets
thunk?
a man named Charles who works with famous musicians. I don't know anything else about this man or what he does. That's what I wrote down about him.
Well, he said like Lawson kept saying like he works with so many big names and didn't name one, so like I wonder how big those names actually are. I don't know.
hmm
But yeah, they during this part we hear Gil talking just about how like Lawson can do whatever he sets his mind to, and he says, quote, by the time he's 35, he's going to be president. And I was like, first of all, you have to be 35. Like the
Yeah,
way he said it, it was like I was like, 35 is the youngest you can be to be
yeah.
president.
No, they don't know that. They have no idea about civics.
And but also no, he's not, because he doesn't even have a high school diploma, I don't think. Like, does he?
I think they
We
all
don't
get the
know.
GED once they
Okay, maybe.
go, but like yeah, no, and he
You
doesn't
need
have
more than
any
that to be
political
president.
experience. None of, I mean, other than the insurrection.
True. Wait. Okay.
That's the only political experience you need right now.
Honestly, yeah. Um,
What a fucking
yeah,
hellscape.
for real.
I like that everyone was like, Lawson has such big dreams, and then Josie's like, but he never achieves them.
I like it. She's saying what we're all thinking.
Oh yeah. Except she's married to a dude with like the most complicated name. Isn't his name like Kelton Balka?
Kelton, yeah.
And then they have Cade and Kane and Kale and
No,
Corey.
I think that is
Oh, that's Tori and Bobby.
Tori has those kids, and I think Josie has Willow and Hazel.
Oh yeah, they're the Tree family.
The Tree family. Yes,
The Tree
exactly.
family. The other one's the
The
KKK
trees.
family.
Oh my god, they're the Tree family. Does that mean that Gil's gonna cut them down?
Bates not
This
yet.
is violent. Actually, let's go into that because we get to talk. But my first quote to start this section out is Gil just saying, "I love wood."
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
a good old wood splitting competition.
of course we gotta. It's the Bates family. We gotta make it a competition. We
Guess
got all
what's some
these
wood?
competitive boys. Gotta make them see who can split the most wood. And that way we're getting some child labor out of it,
Yeah,
because they were talking about how they use all this wood to heat the house.
yeah. Which I mean, if you live there too, maybe it's not child
Yeah,
labor. It's
no, I
just a
get it. I
chore.
get it.
But
I'm mostly
also,
just kidding.
Child labor.
Child labor. Well, yeah, no, I'm mostly kidding. Like kids should do
Yeah.
chores and stuff too, but like
No, I know. But he also puts them up to projects that they are not at the skill level or age appropriate level to be doing.
right. Well, and then like makes it into a competition to make it seem like they're supposed to be having fun, but it's like no, you guys are just doing manual labor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's also kind of like how he takes out all the new boyfriends to go cut down a tree, and you're like, again, not a safe place for
No,
any
no,
people who aren't insured, which I don't even know if the Bates have fucking tree smush
probably
insurance.
not. I thought it was funny that he said he likes to take the boys out to quote bust wood together,
Love that
which
busting wood, busting with the Bates,
wow, just wow.
busting
Oh,
Bates.
and while busting wood with the Bates. And while all this is happening, I think Gil accidentally runs over Judson's brand new bike, which we
Yep,
saw him get,
yep.
and he's really sad.
He smashed the whole tire, and then Judson was very, very sad and was like, "You broke it, you broke it." And so then he fixed it, and Judson thought that the new wheel wouldn't work as good as the old wheel because he's like 5. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it happens.
it was funny. I love it when they get their fuck ups on camera, where it's just like you just hear the crunch of the wheel.
Crunch. Yeah, it's always good. It's always good. All right. Do you have anything else to say about this
No,
episode?
no.
All right. Let's wrap it up with one final episode. Episode 6 is called The Big Chili.
Okay, this is the only episode name that I like can appreciate the pun of.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's
No.
not bad. I'll take it.
They tried so hard for 5 other episodes and fucked up, but they got the big chili. They stuck
The
that
Big
landing.
Chili's good. So this episode, the main point is basically their local volunteer fire department has an annual chili supper fundraiser every year,
Hmm.
and the Bates family feels particularly indebted to the volunteer fire department because we hear a little story about how, I guess when Addie was born, I guess Kelly had beta strep that was passed on to Addie while she was being born, and it caused her to like stop breathing for several minutes.
Yeah.
And
Basically, these people were almost fucking dying of scarlet goddamn fever.
yeah, like, and so they called 911 and basically they came and saved her life, which is insane and terrifying.
Yeah. I did not know it was a thing that could happen like anymore. Well, I mean, kind of still, but seems very weird that they don't just have like antibiotics that they can give a mother and baby to fix strep because strep's a
Yeah,
bacteria.
maybe
I
they
don't know.
did. Did they not know before it happened? Maybe
Maybe.
like
I feel like they would test for that. You get tested for a lot. I don't know.
yeah, who knows what how like I just don't know how good the Bates are about that kind of stuff.
They all went to
I
Dr.
mean, it was
Day.
like their 17th kid. Like that was fine. They didn't have
She's
to.
like, I'm winging it. This kid's just gonna walk out.
Yeah, because like that could be the only thing I could think of is like maybe they didn't know, and so they just kind of happened. But I mean, you would think that if they were being tested and like
Yeah.
monitored, they would know. But who
I don't know.
knows?
If anyone has more personal experience with beta strep during pregnancy,
Yeah,
send us an email with like some links because
yeah, definitely
who
interested for
knows?
sure.
Seems weird. Seems crazy. Seems like,
Seems crazy.
man, pregnancy is really scary.
Yeah, I mostly just want to be assured that if I ever have a child, that I can
That someone will test you for it and like be able to give
exactly
you something to keep it from killing your child.
right, exactly.
God.
Um, so yeah, the family takes part in this fundraiser every year, basically because of that. And it's like a big thing. Like John and Alyssa come in town, and Michael and Brandon, which is like
Hmm.
crazy. Like how many times have Michael and Brandon visited Tennessee from Chicago since they got married? It seems like they're there every 2 weeks.
Yeah. What do we know what month they got married? August?
I think it was August, and then they came back for like his for Zach's police thing, and then they
Yeah.
were back a couple times during the holidays. They came back for I Love You Day. They came back for this. It's like wow,
Yeah.
just feels like a lot of traveling. I'm just tired
Yeah.
thinking about it.
Maybe they have the cheap Southwest fares from like
That's
Chicago to
true.
Chattanooga or something.
That's true. Could be.
Like they'd fly with
Okay.
Southwest, those gay lovers.
I know,
Got the
right?
rainbow
God,
heart. No, love is love. Ugh, gross.
gross.
Gross. We do also figure out that Adelie's near death, well, kind of dead for a couple minutes experience is
Hmm.
why they named her Adelie, because there's two
Yeah.
letters, because she got a second chance. Two of each
Yeah,
of
they
them.
named her. So her name is Adelie, spelled Addallee. And they have double letters so that they can know that God gave her a second chance at life. And I don't even know what to say to that. I'd always wondered, though, why the fuck her name was spelled that way. So I'm
Yeah.
glad we at least have an answer.
Yeah, like, I mean, I get it. I think that's probably a pretty stressful time. Maybe you
Yeah.
did some weird brain math to name your child Addallee.
It just feels like that just is such an extra spelling.
Yeah, it feels like I'm spelling committee every time.
Yeah, exactly.
COMMITTEE.
So, of course, the family is going to be performing
Mhm.
at this event. And of course, Lawson is going to be singing himself as well, some of his new songs from his album.
Mhm.
And he gets some fashion advice from his sisters as to what to wear.
It was pretty funny. I mean, I did really like his red wolf shirt. He had like a red shirt that had like the "you have two wolves inside of you" wolf,
Yeah,
all the pattern around it, and I'm like, I'm sure he actually wears that legitimately occasionally, but
I'm
it's a
sure.
funny shirt.
It's good. It is good. I just like how he needed fashion advice and he ended up picking like a gray checkered like overshirt, a
Uh-huh.
gray undershirt and dark jeans.
Mhm.
It's like, wow.
I mean, he didn't really
That's
have a lot else to work with. All he has are flannels.
I know, that's like all of his wardrobe.
My personality is plaid.
That's yeah, there's a lot of people like that out there in the world.
True.
Oh, I loved how immediately when Michael and Brandon get into town and get into the house, Kelly's like, "While you're here, I need you to sew like 4 skirts."
Holy shit. And then Michaela shows her that in like toddler clothes, they have the elastics that you can keep them for longer where you can like button it up. And like, you had 19 kids and you never figured that out?
I know. I was gonna say, why does Michael know more about how your fucking kids' clothes work than you do? Like that really said a lot to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Michael, I
Like,
think was way more of like the sister mom
yeah.
than we saw. Like and they talked about it some, but like I think like she had a lot of the responsibilities, and
I
it's like,
mean,
ugh.
she is BFFs with Jana, so
Yeah, I know. It's just
I
how they
get it.
are.
And Alyssa does kind of seem like she was like, bye the second she could.
Yeah, don't blame her. Do not
Uh-uh.
blame her one bit.
Girl, I get it. I would have gone further than Florida.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they do their little performance at the thing. They sing "The Lord has blessed us, has blessed me,"
Yep.
which is their family theme song.
Their old standby. The Lord has blessed
Mhm.
me.
Yeah.
We learned that Zach, Michaela, and Nathan all have worked as EMTs for the volunteer
Mhm.
fire department, which is cool.
Mhm. That is another like some of the Duggars are into that too. That must be like one of the approved fundy activities.
Well, I mean, you need someone to sew up wounds when your child falls off a fucking cliff.
It's true. We got to make sure that at least one person in our family has all of these necessary skills so that we can just depend on them solely.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of just want like a commune life, basically. So, where
Oh
they
my
don't ever
lord.
talk to anyone who's not like them.
I mean, I get that, but like,
They picked a bad group.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Zach and Lawson get to perform together some of Lawson's new songs.
I know, and Lawson's singing about before he was saved, Satan had my heart. I'm like, when were you not
Yeah,
saved? You're like the middle child of an evangelical family.
yeah, like you've always, but you've been in this lifestyle since the day you were born.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, this was definitely the talking head part where Aaron's blue eyeshadow really, really fucked me up. I was having
Hmm.
flashbacks to 2003. I was smelling
I
those
know.
fucking Smuckers chapsticks. Like,
Hell
oof,
yes. And like
oof.
the strong Bath and Body Works, like cucumber melon. Yeah,
God,
exactly.
warm vanilla.
Warm vanilla sugar. Yes, yes. Yeah, it's bad because like it's not even like the blue eyeshadow is like just a little bit out of date. You know, it's understandable when people are wearing stuff that's just slightly out.
Yeah,
But like, honey, no, this has been out for 10 plus years.
yeah, like you tried this makeup look in 2003 when you were 12 and you just said, I'm sticking with it.
Mhm. Yeah. Like I said, um style changes, evolves, and yours should too.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, exactly. You
Just
don't even have to be like on trend, but you should think things should. Your life changes, your style changes.
Yeah.
Go with it.
Yeah. I get you.
That's all
I'm
I'm
here for
saying.
it. And if it were
All
just
right. Did
like,
you have any?
oh no, go,
Go
go,
ahead.
go. Go, go.
I just was gonna say, did you have anything else to say about these episodes?
No,
That's about it. Yeah.
that's all I have to say.
I don't know. There was like, I feel like this season, I was like looking at the episodes. It doesn't seem like there's a ton of like huge events. There's a couple babies, but other than that, it's mostly just like chili cook-offs and stuff. So you never know what you're gonna get with those kind of episodes.
True. Yeah. You might get Satan in your soul telling you to do things wrong before you were saved.
Exactly.
God, I was noticing in this episode, not this episode, this section of episodes, like they kept doing more and more Christian music. And wow, Christian music is so much worse than regular music.
It's bad. It's
There was,
full bad. Yeah.
there was one where it was just like this dude. I think it was the dude who sings the talk about life and love
Oh
and
God.
but he was singing it just was going like, this feels good. I feel good. This is good. This feels good. And I was like, what?
What are we talking about?
What are
Can we think of some other words?
No.
There's a lot of synonyms for good out there.
No, good with a capital G because of him with a capital H.
Oh, exactly. Of course. Of course. Can't forget that.
Saved.
All right, but I think that wraps us up for this week. We will continue on with season 4 of the Bates next week. But if you have anything you'd like to say about this episode or any of our other episodes, if you have anything that you'd like us to watch, especially like if there's anything new out, let us know and we will consider it for future episodes. You can send us an email at tvliterate@gmail.com.
And you can find us all over the internet at TV Literate. We're on Tumblr, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, everywhere, Instagram. We also just started a new little page because we weren't really liking Patreon. We don't really have like kind of exclusive content, but we did sign up for coffee. I'm not sure how you say it, but it's the thing that you see like, buy this person a coffee. And so it's ko-fi.com/TV Literate, and you can give us $1 to help us with hosting costs or, whatever. We just like you guys and we just want to keep doing this.
Yeah, exactly. And on that same note, if you are looking for something that you can do to help us out, but you don't have money, that's totally fine. What you could do is leave us a review, which does help us out a lot and also just like makes us really happy to read. So if you have the time and like to leave us a review, we would really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for all of your continued support. We love you guys very much. And we will be back with another episode next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.